Hey, Roger D. Starr here, and welcome to part 2 of the Nick Jr. Filmathon. Now, besides Blue's Clues, what other Nick Jr. series do you think of? Oswald, The Backyardigans, Max and Ruby, Lazytown, Dora the Explorer. But you might also remember a little series. Did you see what I did there? Known as Little Bear. Little Bear is a series that came out in 1995 and ran until 2003, based on the books written by Elsa Holmlund Minarik and illustrated by Maurice Sendak, the latter who you might know as the author for Where the Wild Things Are. It takes place at the end of the 19th century, where the titular character goes on exciting adventures with his animal buddies Duck, Hen, Cat, and Owl, while also being taken care of by his parents. I would be lying if I didn't say that this series was a series that I watched constantly as a kid. I also bought some of the VHS tapes and watched them a lot. Of course, I eventually got over it during middle school. Yet, this series does pop in my head a few times because I remember a lot of the characters, some of the saddest episodes, and the visuals. So of course, the next movie I'll be looking at is the direct-to-video film that was released in 2001. So, let's not waste any time. This is the Little Bear movie. We begin with beautiful shots of the woods and cut to Little Bear's house, where our main character runs out. By the way, Little Bear is voiced by Kristen Fairley, who you might know as the voice of Bridget from Total Drama Series. He and Father Bear decide that they are going on a camping trip at Pudding Hill. So Little Bear and his dad walk to their destination, and we get this awkward moment.
Look at this, Father Bear.
What was the point of that scene? It lasted for only like 2 seconds. Look, Father Bear, it's Conker drunk off his ass.
Whoa!
Our first action sequence, everyone. Little Bear decides to play with his dad and being his eyes while heading towards the woods.
Faster!
Oh, son, this is fun and all, but you better lead me to the right direction. Oh! Oh, son of a bitch! They continue walking, but Father Bear smells rain and prepares Little Bear for when it happens. And then we get a song.
It's a great big world waiting just for me.
The song isn't terrible, but have you noticed anything about the lyrics? Listen carefully.
Great big tree, I can spy there, or just lie there.
She is literally singing about what's happening on screen. Were you so lazy to make a song that you literally just wrote down what you saw on screen? Imagine if I'm walking around the park singing about what I'm literally looking at. They make it to Pudding Hill and set up camp for tonight. They both look up in the stars, and Little Bear asks his father what's on the other side of the hill.
Does anyone live in the wild country?
Oh, yes. All kinds of creatures.
Are there any bears in the wilderness?
Oh, yes, lots.
Wait. So let me get this straight. There are anthropomorphic animals that live like humans and go to the supermarket, yet there are also animals that live in the woods and have to survive by eating fruits and other animals? Huh. I had no idea there was a furry confusion in the Little Bear world.
What was that?
An eagle.
Do we know any eagles?
I met one once, a long time ago. Eagles bring good luck, you know.
They do?
Eagles bringing good luck my ass. Did you see Jack Black and Nacho Libre? It's very inconsistent when the eagle powers come. The next morning, Little Bear goes deep into the woods, getting water for his canteen. He spots a little moose who runs away, and then he spots a fish. There, he meets another bear named Cub. Little Bear asks Cub if he's a wild bear, and he reacts just like a person holding an MLP toy, and some random person asks if he's a brony.
Say it! Say I'm not
not wild.
All right. You're not wild.
They bond after that and decide to play with each other. The moose comes back to make fun of them and Cub chases after them. But then a mountain lion comes out of nowhere.
I'm Little Bear. What's your name?
Little Bear saying hello to a mountain lion is fucking insane. You know you're not in Narnia, right? Also, his voice is pretty intimidating.
Afraid.
Is that your tummy growling? You must be hungry.
Famished.
Cub tries to rescue him, but then the mother moose comes and the lion runs away. How does that work?
You have a lot to learn.
Okay, just because he lives the human lifestyle doesn't mean he wasn't taught about how dangerous mountain lions are. They both find Father Bear fishing for breakfast. As Little Bear tries to introduce Cub to his dad, he then asks him if he would like to join them for breakfast. And of course, we go on the whole fish out of water moments with Cub as he has a hard time understanding how things work outside the wildlife. Little Bear decides to invite Cub to his family's house and ask his father if it's okay, but first Cub needs to ask his parents. We get a shot of Cub going back to the woods, but we don't see his parents. I wonder why. Cub comes back and says his folks said okay, so the trio head back home.
What would you like for lunch?
We want Father Bear's flying flapjacks.
Flapjacks for lunch?
Next you'll be saying that we're going to be having pudding for dinner. Flapjacks for lunch. So Cub helps out Little Bear and his family prepare for lunch. As expected, hijinks ensue.
Achoo!
Wow, he just sneezed and all the powder disappeared. I wish it was that easy in real life.
I like flapjacks. Blech.
Oh, come on, it's how the Rock eats his eggs.
Cub? Cub? Cub?
Okay, that was weirdly random. Father Bear then teaches Cub how to flip some flapjacks. And of course, he's really bad at it. One of them even gets on the ceiling and falls back down. I think that's unhealthy.
Alley-oop!
Ta-da!
Well, that's an animation error. One was on the ceiling and the other one was messy, yet a perfect plate of them is in the next shot. Cub then flips another one, and yeah, this is a funny scene. So after that mess, Little Bear decides he wants to take Cub to the moon. I love how Cub is more logical than Little Bear about going to the moon because, you know, Cub doesn't have
imagination.
They then go to one of the big trees and meet Little Bear's friends. Cat, a quiet yet sneaky fellow, Duck, the comedic relief of the series, and Owl, the intelligent one of the group who thinks he is better sometimes, but still a nice guy who deals with being woken up by his friends.
Oh, look.
What?
Look, you.
Did Duck just pull a Spaceballs joke?
Oh, look.
What?
They start pretending to be on the moon, but then Cub starts getting a little too into it.
You're scaring me.
Mountain lion jumping.
Mountain lion.
Oh no, Duck is gonna be Duck Chow!
Just kidding.
They get tired and most of them decide to go home.
I have to go home. Goodbye, Little Bear.
Wow, Owl is pissed. After that, Cub finally reveals to Little Bear that he has been on his own for a while. We even get a pretty depressing backstory of how Cub got separated from his parents on the storm. Even the mother's scream is pretty intense. After the story, Cub tells Little Bear not to tell anyone about him being lost. They go to sleep when they recap the stuff that happened in the movie. But to be fair, it's told in a funny way. But then Little Bear decides that tomorrow he will help Cub find his parents. Short movie. what? They were playing the music that ends every episode. Excuse me for being consistent. The next morning, Little Bear prepares Cub to go on a journey into the woods to find his parents. So the main plot of the movie finally begins at the 40-minute mark, rivaling even The Hobbit.
I'm going on an adventure!
Little Bear also decides to tell all his friends that they are planning a search party. This goes as well as you expected.
Morning, Owl.
Exactly. It's morning and I'm asleep. Goodbye.
Wow, Owl is a douche. Everyone finally gathers together and Little Bear explains to everyone that Cub's parents are missing. I guess he broke that promise to Cub, and everyone decides to help Cub out, including Owl.
We should organize this search party right now and find Cub's mother and father.
Oh, now you start giving a shit?
Owl?
Not so rough.
Okay.
What was that for? They decide to draw signs of Cub and post them all over the woods so the parents know where he is. But before that, we have Gasp, another song about drawing.
Circles and swirls, it's time to get ready.
Okay, everyone.
Will they know me by my faces?
Stand still.
That pose needs to be a meme. They finish the signs only for it to be drawings of themselves. They then proceed to put them all over the woods. Oh, I guess they drew a lot more of them off screen, and now they wait for Cub's parents to find them.
Yes, Owl?
Oh, I was just clearing my throat.
Still less awkward than that scene from Re:Zero.
だったら俺の願いは一つだ。俺をこの屋敷で雇ってくれ。
They then discover that someone took their signs. While looking, they stumble upon, oh yeah, I totally forgot Moose was a character. Moose tells them that some of the woodlanders took their signs. The birds and squirrels use them for their nest, and the raccoons use the banner to build the dam. So they try to get them back.
But they're using our sign.
Just one fish. And then we can make more signs.
Did they just forget that they were looking for Cub's parents? Well, we can't search on an empty stomach. They try removing the banner, but then the beavers come in and bite a hole into it. Both Cub and Little Bear are caught in a rushing river. They fall down a really small waterfall. Thank gosh, or they would have totally broken their necks. They meet Duck at the bottom of the waterfall. She tells them that she hid the last sign into Little Bear's canteen only to accidentally drop it down the river as well.
There it goes!
Why are you chasing it? You just said it was like a message in a bottle.
It's like a message in a bottle.
But then an eagle gets the last sign and now they realize they are probably lost in the woods. I gotta admit, Duck has the best lines in this movie.
I don't like the wilderness, especially being lost in it.
But it's a beautiful place.
I can't tell how beautiful it is. I can't see any of it. It's so... ouch! Black!
They then meet some of Cub's friends, two foxes named Poppy and Pete.
It's okay, Duck.
Oh.
They're friends.
Wait, so some animals can talk while others just make natural noises? Little Bear, your world has some of the weirdest rules. Poppy and Pete take them to their cave for shelter and oh gosh, you better sleep with one eye open, Little Bear. This usually doesn't end well. They wake up and the foxes decide that they want to play with Duck around the rocky areas outside the mountains. Duck then runs into the mountain lion, and is it me or does this remind you of that Ed and Eddie episode where Eddie had a duel with Rolf? Little Bear tries to warn his feathered friend of the dangerous mountain lion, only for him to pop up. Thankfully, the foxes stop him just in time.
Are you all right?
I know you feel bad, but he almost ate your friend. Little Bear feels bad, so he goes down to check on the lion, only to find out he made it out of the raging river. Now it looks like Little Bear is up against the mountain lion. Well, no. He discovers that it was Cub's father who scared off the mountain lion, and it looks like Cub finally found his parents. The mother says he found them because the eagle gave them the sign from the canteen. But then Little Bear wonders where Duck went after the attack. Oh yeah, you really got me, movie. You're actually making me believe Duck died. You are taking a huge risk here. Okay, I applaud you. I applaud you. Okay. Oh, she's alive? I totally didn't see that coming.
When that big cat almost ate me, I flew so high I didn't know where I was. I saw Mother Bear and Father Bear who were having their own search party. So I flew down and found them, and they found me, and we found you.
Great exposition, Duck. Little Bear says goodbye to Cub and hopes he sees him again someday. He, Mother Bear, Father Bear, and the rest of the gang head home, but not before it starts snowing. The film ends on the first day of spring, and Little Bear and his friends, I guess, are playing the kids' version of War. And that's the Little Bear movie. Honestly, it's alright. I do like that it tries harder on its story than the Blue's Clues movie. At the same time, though, it's still a movie for preschoolers, so they have to do things just to add filler instead of trying to focus on its main story. While the visuals and charm of the series is still intact, it does have some clumsy moments in its plot, and the new characters, while cool, don't add much because of course they have to play it safe. But I can't be too hard on it. I mean, it's Little Bear. I really shouldn't expect much. But you know what I really need? I need a film that doesn't play it safe. I need a film that actually gives a shit about its story and characters and tries better than any of the films I've seen here. Well, we're about to find out next time. So, without further ado, Roger D. Starr signing out. And I'll see you next time on the Nick Jr. Filmathon. Oh, come on. It's how The Rock eats his legs. Did I say legs? I meant eggs. Eggs!